Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick Croix. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes. My keys to go home.
Dora Pauls.
My rush to end it all. It feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can thank the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo?
Namaste, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another video presented by Magick Croix, brought to you by the Magical Elite Supply Shop. Hope you're having a good week and good May Day. Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo, blah blah blah. I ain't here to talk about all of that. Today what I want to talk about is spirit symbols and messages from the underworld. I'm not going to take too much of your time today. I am on a detox right now, so I tend to get dry mouth quickly because of that, so I got to drink a lot of water. So anywho, messages from the spirit world, in the world where everybody wants everything handed to them, no one pays attention to the spirit world. Native American culture, by the way, the natives were darker than I am. But they would have you believe that all of us were brought over here on some slave ships. All of us were just overwhelmed by a few of them. Does that make any kind of sense at all? We were everywhere. I know I've said this point before. We were everywhere. We're indigenous to the entire planet. We've been everywhere. So, Native American shamanism calls for listening to the spirit symbols and the totems. The totems will actually give you some insights about what's going on with your life. It's just key that you pay attention to this, because it could direct you and guide you. It's not set in stone, but there could be messages that you need to receive, however they may present themselves. Just like when you do magic, the universe will find a way to communicate to you what the result of that magic is. Every single time. This book that I got, that I was telling y'all about, The Mystical Formula, now goes for hundreds of dollars on Amazon. Over 400 mantras on it. I got it maybe 2 days before it actually went up to that ridiculous price. The way that I got it was a magic forum that I'm a member of. What happened was, this guy, he started a topic about mantras. Now, that's my thing. I love mantras. So I go and I open the thread and I see what he was recommending this book. Over 400 mantras. That immediately piqued my interest. So I inboxed him. I private messaged him and I said, "What's up? You highly recommend this book or whatever, blah, blah, blah." We just had a conversation. He was like, "Yes. It's worth the money." He said, "I came to this, I made this." How did he put it? He put it in a way like the message was specifically for me. I'm not exaggerating. This is how this happened. I've never seen that guy again. He never made another thread again. So it's just interesting how that happened, and I've been using that book for the past month. Since I got it. It's just funny how stuff like that happens. Now, another instance where there was a message from the spirit world is the way my house is, it sits kind of on a hill. There's no water around whatsoever. And one day I'm coming into my office where I'm sitting at right now. There's a toad, a nice sized toad, T-O-A-D. There's no way that this toad could have just got in my house. There was no doors open, nothing. It was just sitting there and looking out the window. The window's facing that way. It was just looking out the window. I'm looking, I'm like, I'm thinking the little critter is dead or something, and it's just sitting there. I kind of used something to poke it, and it just kind of moved, but it wouldn't move. It was like, okay, this is my spot. I'm sitting here. So I'm like, wow, how'd that happen? You know, so it's just funny how messages from the underworld, the totems that you see in your daily life, people, like I said, are so full of fluoride, they will not pay attention. I see hawks all the time flying around me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not exaggerating. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfectly got all my mental faculties. I saw a hawk. I like to look at him because the way the hawk is a predator, but because it doesn't flap its wings, it just kind of glides. So I'm driving one day, and this hawk came within a few feet of me. I could swear this bird looked at me. Like looked at me in my eyes for a second and then kept going. And now, if that's something like that ain't gonna freak you out, it's just, you really are not paying attention. The hawk, as a totem, is the messenger of the spirit world. You are to use the power of focus. You take the lead when the time is right. The power to see, clear vision, because hawks can see for miles. They can see their prey for miles. And it's a strong connection with spirit and increased spiritual awareness. This is what the hawk totem means. So, safe to say, I was pleased that that happened, even though, like I said, it kind of freaked me out. But one of the practices of the natives, I know they didn't call themselves that, the melanated people who dwelled here in the Americas before their land was taken over believed in messages from the underworld. I got one more example to give to you. One night, I should say, I was having a clear, vivid astral travel, and I was in this big forest, big old trees that stretched for miles up. And in these trees were cloaked figures. And there was an ostrich way away from me. Now, the ostrich spotted me and started rushing towards me at like lightning speed. Once I saw this, of course I'm terrified because this thing is coming at me real fast. Think how a vampire moves in True Blood. And so I closed my astral eyes. I don't think I closed my real eyes. They were already closed. I closed my astral eyes because I was like bracing for impact. It came in front of me and it opened its beak. It didn't move its beak, but I could hear what it was saying. And it said something like, I'm not here to devour you, or something like that. It was a message though. And yeah, scared the shit out of me. Like, why would an ostrich be coming at me like that and then open his mouth, speak in a language that I can understand, but not moving his beak? True story. It happened years ago. I still remember it. Pay attention to your dreams, like I've said time and time again. The best book on spirit, symbolism, and totems is called Animal Speak, and it has a picture of a native, a so-called native, with an eagle head on it, looking off in the distance or something like that. But that's the best book. I don't have it personally. I have a PDF form, but It's one of the best books that you can get to understand the spirit symbolism in animal totems. And one other thing that I wanted to talk about was hell notes, which look like this. Hell notes. These are used in traditional Chinese worship of the ancestors. We burn them, and it's believed to be, considered a good offering for your deceased loved ones. I keep these hell notes. This is a good practice. It keeps you prosperous, to keep your deceased loved ones prosperous on the other side, so to speak. Like I said, I keep them. I have big ones, I have little ones, and what it is joss paper or rice paper. They're not currency, actual money that you can spend. They're just used for ancestor offerings. I keep these. You can find them real cheap on Amazon. And what I started doing as a practice is I'll write the sigil of success or prosperity, or some planet sigils, or some words that I make up. I write them on right before I burn them, and I'll anoint them with some money oil, either ones that I bought from Botanica or ones that I make. Now, normally, when it comes to intention paper, I use intention or petition paper. I use brown paper sack because that's in the hoodoo tradition. That's what they had access to. However, I started using joss paper. Again, I found this somewhere in New York. I ordered from a shop. Joss paper, rice paper. Pack of these cost me less than $10. What I do now, because I'm going to be very honest, I don't like the smell of the brown paper bag. It's kind of stink, especially when you add oils to them, magical oils, plus various herbs. Because you're supposed to wrap up the herbs and the oil, and then you burn it that way on some charcoal. But I stopped doing that. I now use the joss paper. As you can see, that I wrote this beforehand, before I was making this video. I wrote it for my shop, the Magical Elite Supply Shop. And I wrote success and prosperity all around it, and I have the sigils of success on it over here anyway. I forgot to put it over here. Also, I have the sigils of the sun and the sigils of Jupiter, abundance, prosperity, expansion. The sun is for success, like the life-giving properties of the sun. So I use that, and I do the exact same thing. On Sundays is when I create these with a 7-day yellow candle, and I anoint the candle as well. But I use joss paper now. It is worth it to go. Plus, it burns nicely, gives off a pleasant scent. It doesn't give off that burnt paper smell that the brown paper bags do. Not saying not to use it. I just moved on from that to using the joss paper, which is also used as joss paper, rice paper, used to make the hell notes. Okay? Traditional Chinese worship there. Weekend's coming up. Hope you have a good weekend. Come find me on Facebook. The Magical Elite Supply Shop has all your occult needs. Come holler at your boy sometime. I'm available to answer questions, readings, consultations, what have you. Anything occult, I got you covered. This is Magick with Croix. I'll see you all next time. Peace.